The night Ethan Pierce became the youngest Grand Slam Best Actor in Hollywood, I wore the dress I thought he would propose to me in, and watched him walk past me with a diamond ring and kneel in front of another woman. For one frozen second the entire awards hall went silent, like even the cameras were too embarrassed to breathe. Then the flashes exploded, white-hot and merciless, catching every crack in my face as Ethan looked up at the trembling young actress in the corner and asked, "Lily, will you marry me?" I had imagined this moment for years, his nervous smile, my fake surprise, the tears, the ring, the speech, the perfect ending to the promise he made when we were 24. I just never imagined I'd be sitting 10 feet away, smiling like a woman being executed in designer heels. Reporters swarmed me before the applause even settled. "Vivian, have you and Ethan broken up? Did you know about the proposal? Do you wish them well?" The questions came like knives wrapped in microphones. I forced my mouth into something that could pass for grace and said, "Yes, I knew." That was the first lie I told that night. The second was my smile. Ethan and I met in college. He studied acting, I studied directing. We fell in love at 18, and after graduation, we entered the film industry together with nothing but student debt, cheap ambition, and the kind of love that makes you stupid enough to confuse sacrifice with destiny. He was beautiful in a way cameras loved immediately, and within 2 years he won Best New Actor. At that award show, drunk on applause and youth, he grabbed the mic and said, "The first person I want to thank is my girlfriend, Vivian Hale. She's been with me since we were 18. I don't care if I lose fans for having a girlfriend, because I already have the only girl I need. When I win the Grand Slam, I'll make you the happiest bride in the world." Overnight, my name trended. His fans flooded my page with curses so creative, they deserved their own screenwriting credit. When Ethan came out of the shower and found me staring blankly at my phone, he snatched it away, pulled me into his arms and whispered, "Ignore them. They're jealous because you have me." I should have known then that any man who calls a mob jealous is already enjoying being worshipped. Back then, though, I believed him. I told him, "You're already rising, but I'm still just an assistant director with no real work of my own." He got angry, kissed my forehead, and said, "D, don't you dare belittle yourself. I'll win Best Actor and shut everyone up with my work. I'll make them bless us. Young love is mostly bad lighting and worse judgment." I gave up directing and became his manager. Because I understood performance, I coached him scene by scene, helped him choose scripts, filtered out trashy variety shows, balanced prestige with exposure, protected his privacy, shaped his image, and turned raw talent into a career that critics called inevitable. 7 years later, at 31, Ethan took home the Grand Slam. In the days before the ceremony, I noticed everything: the secret gift orders, the flower consultations, the ring-shaped caution in his pocket, the way he changed suits 3 times and kept checking his hair like a boy about to change his life. I said nothing. I let myself be happy. I booked a gown to match his tuxedo, had my nails done, rehearsed our media statements, prepared a PR rollout that would revive the clip of his old promise, and built an entire campaign around the myth of the devoted actor who loved one woman for 13 years. I had gift-wrapped his legend. He used it to humiliate me. The awards hall became a circus. Some reporters rushed to capture the Grand Slam proposal. Others started digging into Lily's background, and the rest circled me like sharks who smelled mascara. That was when I remembered what Ethan had said the night before while we drank wine on our balcony and looked out over the city. "Vivian," he murmured, "you made me a Best Actor, and now you're one of the most respected managers in the industry. We're both successful. Promise me that no matter what happens, you'll stay classy, okay? We're 30 now. We should understand that interests matter most." I had thought he meant our shared commercial value after the proposal. Apparently he meant my silence. A reporter shoved a mic toward me. "Vivian, did you know he was planning to propose?" I looked directly into the camera and said calmly, "I saw the ring under his pillow last night when I covered him with a blanket, after he fell asleep." The reporters froze, then sharpened. "You mean you were still living together last night?" "Yes." "So Ethan cheated?" I smiled. "I'm sitting here learning all of this with you. You should ask the people hugging over there." The swarm abandoned me and rushed toward Ethan and Lily. "Ethan, did you cheat? Were you and Vivian still together? Why didn't you keep the promise you made 7 years ago?" Ethan looked at me then, and behind his polished celebrity face, I saw rage. Not guilt. Rage. That was useful. I stood, lifted my dress, and walked out without looking back. Dignity is not something a man gives you. It is something you pick up off the floor yourself. Before I reached the front doors, a man stopped me. "You can handle the media," he said, "but the fans outside may not handle you. Especially now that you've publicly called him a cheater." It was Victor Vale, the actor Ethan had beaten for Best Actor that night, his longtime rival, the man everyone said resembled him too much to ever share the same sky. I hesitated. He added, "Use the back exit. I arranged security." He was right. Rage feels heroic until it gets you dragged by strangers on a sidewalk. I followed him out through the back and got into his car. "Home?" he asked. "To pack." The penthouse Ethan and I lived in had been bought after his first major award. I remembered running through it barefoot the first night, pointing at empty rooms like a girl building a future from air. "A piano here," I'd said. "Cat tunnels in these rooms for honey. Flowers on the terrace. A swing, a hammock, wine at sunset when we're old and unbearable." I had built that home piece by piece, and the night before he ruined me, Ethan had made my favorite pumpkin milk stew, blowing on every spoonful before feeding it to me because it was too hot. Love doesn't always leave with a slammed door. Sometimes it feeds you dinner and betrays you in public the next day. Honey, our cat, rubbed her tiny head against my ankle as I packed my documents. I picked her up and whispered, "Do you want to come to a new home with Mommy? A home without Daddy?" She meowed once and curled into my arms. Cats don't understand betrayal, but they know when your hands are shaking. I took my IDs, my contracts, my evidence, and honey, nothing else. Victor was waiting in the garage. When he saw I had no suitcase, only a cat, he raised an eyebrow. I buckled honey in and said, "I have proof of all shared income during our relationship. I already called my lawyer on the way here to investigate his accounts. Last night's cohabitation is also recorded. He won't keep a dollar that belongs to me. Why carry things out myself when the court can make him send them to me?" Victor smiled. "That's exactly your style." Then he said, "I have an empty apartment. Stay there if you want. Honey can stay too." I asked why he was helping me. Noble. Ethan and I are rivals. Everyone knows it. If he wants to set himself on fire in public, I'm happy to bring marshmallows. But I also know you built him. I want you to manage me. We have a common enemy, don't we? I had worked with Victor a few times, mostly polite nods and professional distance. But at that moment, the whole industry was waiting to see what I would choose. Ethan expected me to lie for him, tell the press we had broken up long ago, protect his image because he knew I wanted success too. He knew I loved fame, money, influence, champagne under studio lights, rooms where powerful people said my name with respect. He knew I had ambition. What he forgot was that my ambition had a spine. I could tolerate many things, but not being publicly discarded by a man I had built with my own hands. So I accepted Victor's offer. Why start over with a newcomer when I could lift Ethan's enemy to a height Ethan would never reach? Victor glanced at my phone. "Stop reading. It'll only make you angrier." I said, 3 minutes. What happens in 3 minutes? Last night I scheduled the PR campaign. 1 hour after the awards, when public attention peaked, every detail of Ethan and me from age 18 to now would be released, along with the 7-year-old promise video, to build his loyal lover image. Victor's mouth slowly curved. "Vivian, that is beautiful. Water can carry a boat," I said, watching the countdown hit 0, "and it can drown it." The post went live because I never sent the cancellation order. For 10 minutes, every entertainment platform crashed under the weight of our history. Photos, videos, birthday notes, behind-the-scenes clips, his old speech, my sacrifices, his promise. The internet crowned me the most tragic hidden lover in the industry. And Ethan's phone call came exactly when I expected it. "Vivian," he shouted, "are you trying to destroy me?" A cheater doesn't get to lecture me about class. His breathing turned rough. Then he changed tactics. "Fine, I should have told you, but you know me. I'm responsible. Lily is pregnant. I can't let my child grow up without a father. You know better than anyone how hard life is for kids no one protects. You also know how cruel this industry is to women. Lily was terrified you'd expose her. She almost wanted to terminate the pregnancy. She has no security, Vivian. I had to propose today so she'd feel safe. You're different. Even if we're not lovers, we can still be partners. A perfect team. We can still make money together. But Lily only has me. You're strong. You can protect yourself." I held the phone so tightly my fingers trembled. For years I had carried every crisis because I didn't want him pressured. Every scandal, every negotiation, every bad review, every fan war, I stood in front of him and took the hit. I showed him I was capable, and he turned my strength into permission to hurt me. Apparently, fragile women deserved protection, and strong women deserved damage. The city lights streaked past the window, bright and indifferent. And suddenly I was 9 years old again, curled inside a closet on a bloody New Year's Eve, hearing my father roar, hearing my mother laugh like something in her had snapped. Smelling iron so thick, I wanted to vomit but didn't dare breathe. I rolled down the car window and gulped cold air, but tears still wouldn't come. Before Ethan hung up, I heard him almost pleading, "Vivian, tomorrow I'll hold a press conference. Say we broke up long ago, okay? Say I only came by recently for work. Let's leave each other dignity and make money from the heat." Victor pulled over, came around, opened the door, and helped me out like I was made of glass. I finally hung up. The world went quiet enough for me to hear my own pulse. "Victor," I said, "take me somewhere I can drink." He took me to his mountain house. I sat in the yard with honey in my lap until he draped a blanket over my shoulders. "It's fall," he said. "The mountains get cold. What do you want?" "A cocktail." He brought 2. "I thought you'd drink a bottle or 2 and pass out." "I can't afford to get drunk," I said. "There's work tomorrow." He looked at me carefully. I smiled and stroked Honey's sleeping head. "No matter what he says at the press conference, claiming we broke up won't work. He deleted building security footage, but he doesn't know about the camera in the automatic cat feeder." Victor blinked. "The cat feeder?" "He never feeds Honey. He has no idea it has a wide-angle camera. I aimed it at the entryway because Honey waits by the door whenever she hears us come home, and I wanted to record that cute little routine. Only my phone is connected." That night I didn't sleep until dawn. When Victor knocked, I had barely closed my eyes. "Ethan's press conference started," he said, setting warm milk in front of me and placing a tablet on the table. "The live stream is still mostly hate comments." I drank the milk and watched. Ethan cried, beautifully. That was the problem with actors. Even their lies could win awards. "Vivian was responsible as my manager," he told the press, eyes red, voice breaking. "But when work and life mix too much, couples fight. Over time, love fades. We broke up long ago. Now we're only friends and partners. Lily is a good girl, clean, bright, simple. With her, I can finally breathe. She is the light in my life. Without her support, I never would have won the Grand Slam." He had prepared a fake breakup agreement and believed he had won. To be fair, he had planned carefully. In the last 6 months, we had fewer intimate public photos. He had stopped ordering late-night snacks for me, claiming we should eat healthier. When I craved food, he cooked instead, leaving fewer delivery records. Our matching items could be explained as work. He had built an escape route, while still sleeping in my bed. His fans recovered instantly. They called me calculating, bitter, illegal, a liar, a woman who couldn't accept a breakup. Then I saw his text from the night before. "Vivian, turning off your phone won't save you. Tomorrow I'll clear Lily's name no matter what. If you try anything, I don't mind telling everyone the truth about how your parents died." That message made my heart go still. Some men do not merely betray you. They keep a map of your wounds for later. I called my lawyer. "Go in." On the live stream, a side door opened. Attorney Rachel Reed walked onto the stage with a laptop and files. "Good morning. I am Vivian Hale's legal representative, appearing on her behalf." Before Ethan could react, she projected the first video onto the screen. Honey's tail stood high as she spun happily by the door. The door opened. Ethan and I came in kissing. His voice was clear, sweet, disgusting. "Honey, I'm home," he said to me, over and over, calling me his wife. The footage continued through the past 6 months, ending with the night before the awards. Honey rolling on the floor, Ethan laughing in the living room, saying, "Honey, tomorrow is the ceremony. I'm finally getting the Grand Slam. Don't I deserve a reward tonight?" Every timestamp was visible. Every lie collapsed in high definition. A female reporter stood first, furious. "These videos confirm you and Vivian were still living together the night before the awards, and your relationship appears intimate. When exactly did your relationship with Lily begin? And how do you explain claiming you broke up long ago?" His eyes went cold. He laughed once. "I've known Vivian for 13 years. She's a liar. You don't know this, do you? Vivian is the daughter of a murderer and a mentally ill woman." The room exploded. Victor looked at me in shock. I stared at the screen without moving. Rachel had prepared for this, because I had learned long ago that men like Ethan don't stop at betrayal. They escalate to burial. "My client's childhood was tragic," Rachel said. "Her father abused her mother for years. Her mother attempted suicide 7 times. The final time he beat her until her leg broke, she still managed to hide her 9-year-old daughter in a closet and told her not to come out until someone entered the house. Alone, desperate, and unable to survive more violence, she killed her abuser with a kitchen knife, left a suicide note, and overdosed. This case appeared in social news at the time. The public protected that little girl. Volunteers visited her at a children's home. The government helped change her name. No one exposed her photo. No one used her suffering for spectacle. Vivian shared her deepest wound with a man she believed she would marry. Today, to cover his infidelity, he cut it open in public. For years, Vivian quietly donated to children's homes and domestic violence foundations. She never used this story for attention. Silence fell first. Then someone in the press room muttered, "Scumbag." Then everyone said it louder. Rachel continued, "Today we will file suit to recover Vivian Hale's share of all income and expenditures during their relationship." Effective immediately, Vivian resigns from the company and terminates all cooperation with Ethan Pierce. Any further defamation will be met legally. When the live stream ended, I exhaled for the first time in hours. Victor sat beside me and suddenly hugged me. "Vivian is a good name," he said softly. "Everything is over. Before you become my manager, take a vacation." I declined. "As a business partner, you've already helped enough." He looked at my face and said, "As a business partner, I'm obligated to remind you to sleep. Your dark circles are about to be adopted by the zoo." Against my will, I laughed. After I slept, I woke at dusk and found Honey downstairs on Victor's lap, watching TV with him like they had signed a contract. "She likes you," I said. "She rarely trusts strangers." "Thank you. I should go." He looked disappointed but stood. "I'll drive you. The apartment is ready." Own. On the way, we passed a plaza where Ethan's huge billboard was being removed. "How do you feel?" Victor asked. I looked out the window. Like I threw out the trash. Within 2 days, Ethan became the fastest devalued best actor in industry history. Luxury brands cut him loose. 2 top-tier films considered replacing him. Male actors avoided him because no one wanted guilt by association. Female actors avoided him because no woman wanted to be dragged into his swamp. He went from untouchable star to publicly despised trash in 48 hours. Victor watched the fallout like a child eating candy. I told him he was immature. He replied, "He's been my enemy for years. I enjoy watching him suffer." I didn't care much about Ethan's condition. People still cursed me online, questioned me, dissected me, pitied me. I didn't care about that either. My mother had spent her last breath saving me. How could I waste the life she bought by begging strangers to understand me? Anyone can betray you. Money doesn't. So I worked. When Victor kept scrolling gossip, I took the tablet from him. "Enough. We're meeting the director. Read the role. Ethan's current reputation is a risk, so I recommended you." The movie was called Counter-Strike, and replacing Ethan was easier than it looked because I had built the entire project myself. 2 months earlier, I had recruited a renowned literature professor to write the script, by funding his research and jogging with him every morning until he agreed. I personally visited the director and explained the concept until he was moved. I brought in top cinematographers, lighting designers, makeup artists, stylists, a triple award-winning actress, a Lifetime Achievement legend, a rising starlet, and a traffic idol in supporting roles. It was designed as Ethan's first post-Grand Slam masterpiece, the proof that his quality could last. Now he was out, and Victor, similar type, cleaner record, sharper hunger, was in. Investors loved the scandal-driven heat, and funding overflowed before filming began. Victor turned serious after reading. "Vivian, do you think I approached you because I wanted your resources?" He looked away, almost embarrassed. "I really wanted to help. I wasn't just trying to use you." "Don't get sentimental," I said. "That night you told me we had a common enemy. I accepted because I also had something to gain. When Ethan falls, you benefit most. The more you earn, the more I earn. People are driven by interest, relationship. P.S. Without interest are unstable." He went quiet. I noticed his feelings, of course. I wasn't stupid, and I wasn't made of stone. But I had no interest in mixing work and romance again. Pure profit is cleaner than love, pretending not to be a transaction. On the first day of winter, Counter-Strike began filming. Victor announced I was his manager. Within 30 minutes, Ethan called. "So you left me so cleanly because you were already with him?" "My lawyer warned you," I said. "Defame me again and I'll sue. Also, my calls auto-record." He hung up. 3 months passed. The public's rage faded because entertainment moves on. Ethan had cheated, yes, but cheating was a moral failure, not a crime. and he was still a Grand Slam Best Actor. Men are the easiest gender to forgive. Give them one good trailer, and half the internet forgets they ever had a conscience. He got another movie, lower tier but still real, and believed he would return. Then Counter-Strike started filming too. I had waited for him. I wanted both films moving on the same timeline. Both release windows close. Both men compared endlessly. Audiences might forgive Ethan, but next to Victor, equally talented, scandal-free, disciplined, Ethan's stain would never stop showing. Every time Ethan had a new paparazzi leak, endorsement, or trailer, I released Victor news to crush it. I had managed Ethan for 7 years. I knew every move before he made it. By release season, Ethan called again, furious and desperate. You destroyed my reputation. Fine. You took money. Fine. What else do you want? I have a child now. I need to earn formula money. I'm begging you. Leave me a way out. I laughed. I don't leave ways out for garbage. Also, you're in your 30s now. Basically 40. And if we round aggressively, 50. Halfway into the grave, and still this emotionally unstable? Friendly advice. Strengthen your mindset. This is only the beginning. Don't get so angry you die before earning that formula money, or your child will call someone else dad. Victor stared at me with admiration. I have never wanted him to call you more. Listening to you insult him is better than stand-up. Stop talking. Prepare for the roadshow. For half a month Victor traveled city to city, meeting audiences, refusing other jobs, promoting the film with a devotion rare even among A-listers. The casting controversy, the Best Actors Roadshow, and organic fan promotion made Counter-Strike sell out show after show. Victor's scandal to generate heat without revealing much about the film itself. After the first audiences walked out stunned, I released behind-the-scenes footage, interviews, and story materials in waves, turning discussion into a daily wildfire. 1 month later, Counter-Strike reached $500 million at the box office, and Victor became the highest-grossing actor of the year. Ethan's new film, meanwhile, collapsed under $10 million. He had hoped award season would save him, but without me correcting his performance, without anyone daring to challenge his ego, with half his time spent visiting Lily on set and the rest spent believing his own legend, his acting became bloated and empty. Victor, meanwhile, asked questions all day, reviewed scenes with me at night, wrote character notes, and showed up even when he had no scenes just to study others. How could Ethan compete? By the end of festival season, Ethan's remaining confidence shattered. Victor won Best Actor, and completed his own Grand Slam. I waited backstage for him after interviews, ready for the celebration. When Ethan stormed into the lounge, before I could move, he grabbed me by the collar and shoved me into the wall. You were sleeping with him long ago, weren't you? No wonder you were so calm that night. Did he make you feel that good? Does he know your favorite position? If not, I can teach him. I lifted my leg and drove my heel into his foot. When he released me, I slapped him across the face with everything in me. He froze. You hit me? I rubbed my wrist. Hard to believe? Then I slapped the other side. Let me help you get used to it. I hit him again. In your fantasy, I was supposed to break up, cry every day, keep loving you, keep building your career, and wait for one pity message from you to warn me, right? But the woman you threw away took back her money, left you, built her own career, and that broke you this badly? I was calm as I said it. I was also calmly slapping him. Finally, he shoved me to the floor and raised his hand, just as Victor opened the door with reporters behind him. The reporters saw enough to understand and politely shut the door, because sometimes the media does have survival instincts. Victor grabbed Ethan and punched him to the ground. Victor had started as a stunt double and former martial arts champion. That punch had history in it. Stay away from Vivian, he said. Next time, I'll put you in the hospital. Ethan curled on the floor, groaning, as Victor walked away. Ed me up. On the way out, I told my assistant loudly, send him to the hospital. We'll pay all costs. Tell him we can afford future hospital bills too. I wanted him to leak it. He did not disappoint. He went to the hospital dramatically, bought headlines accusing Victor of bullying him, claiming Victor was the other man, painting himself as a victim. He knew the lounge had no cameras for privacy. Unfortunately for him, we had mouths, and more importantly, video. Victor and I went to the hospital just as publicly. For the first time in front of cameras, I cried. Victor did hit Ethan to protect me, and hitting is wrong. That's why we came to visit. But I didn't expect doctors to say Ethan is completely fine, that they can only prescribe supplements, while he insists on staying hospitalized to frame us and waste medical resources. His infidelity was proven in court. Many of you witnessed it. Besides taking what legally belonged to me, I never pursued him further. I endured the pain of ending a 13-year relationship privately. I never cried publicly about what came after. But my repeated restraint has become his excuse to reverse black and white. Then I played the footage. Victor had been walking with reporters toward the lounge, laughing, saying Vivian rarely accepts interviews, but I want everyone to know Counter-Strike's success is inseparable from her. Wait until we go in, she'll be startled by the camera. She's very casual and cute in private. The door opened, and the camera caught me on the floor, collar torn, hair messy, Ethan looming over me with his hand raised. The internet understood instantly. This time people called him violent, shameless, a thief crying thief. Ethan apologized again, crying as usual, but his passerby support was dead. He lost new endorsements, owed penalties, and finally chose fast money reality shows. His old fans who had loved the serious actor image I built for him, hated that he had lowered himself. But they also knew he needed exposure, so they watched obsessively and nitpicked everyone around him. That was how they uncovered Mia. Mia was a young actress signed to Ethan's new company. On a travel reality show, she and Ethan acted like boss and employee, with Mia playing the struggling worker, but fans found couple items, body language, hotel sightings. Their anger predictably landed on her instead of him. They insisted Mia had seduced their innocent 30-something child. Ethan, citing company reputation, made her apologize alone and quit the show. That night, I invited Mia to meet me. She sat across from me with swollen red eyes. "Are you planning to accept all blame?" I asked. "Your career will be destroyed." She smiled bitterly. "What else can I do? I'm nothing compared to him. Ruining me is easy." "I don't care about judging your soul," I said. "I'm not a talk show host. I care about transactions. I like your honesty. If you can prove Ethan initiated the relationship, prove he cheated during Lily's pregnancy, I'll get you a supporting role in Victor's next production. If you want, you can sign with his company." She looked up. "Aren't you afraid he'll come after you? A starving camel is still bigger than a horse. He's still a best actor." I smiled. I made him a dying camel. Why would I fear the bones? Only then did she tell me the truth. She had started as a beauty live streamer with no talent except a pretty face and enough desperation to dance online for tips. Ethan's people recruited 6 girls, all poor, orphaned, unsupported, or backgroundless. They thought their lives were changing. Instead, he was choosing from them like property, because vulnerable girls are easier to control. During training, he crossed lines again and again. Mia cried. "I thought about dying, but I have 2 younger sisters in school. My dad broke his leg at a construction site, and still hasn't gotten compensation. My mom only knows farming. Before I streamed, my family had to borrow money to buy meat for New Year's. When I got recruited, my mom thought our ancestors finally blessed us. She told every relative to watch me. Vivian, poor people don't get choices. In front of poverty, dignity is worthless. I could die, but my father is still limping around waiting for justice. He doesn't even need justice anymore. He needs money, so his broken leg means something." I hugged her and said, "This time the law will stand with you, because this time you have the truth." Mia gathered evidence of Ethan's control over those girls and his assaults, packed everything into a cloud folder, and posted it from her own account. Ethan had guarded against media and gossip accounts. He never expected Mia to burn the house herself. The evidence spread too fast to erase. Ethan was detained. Lily, who had stayed silent since the proposal, suddenly accused Ethan of assaulting her too, claiming she had been forced into the relationship after becoming pregnant. That story collapsed almost immediately when another woman posted intimate videos and chats between Lily and her own husband. "Lily is incredible," the woman wrote. "First she seduced my husband and let him pay to launch her career. Then seduced a best actor and got him to abandon his first love and propose. Now that he's falling and may go to prison, she's pretending to be a victim. Poor Ethan still doesn't know the child was never his. It was my husband's, well, ex-husband's." That night, Ethan owned all top 10 trending topics, like a man hosting his own funeral. The detention center later contacted me. Ethan wanted to see me. "Victor hated the idea. He'll cry, apologize, and try to win you back. No one cries better than him." I smiled. "Then I'll cry too. We can cry at each other. I won't lose." Ethan looked nothing like the man from the awards stage. His eyes were empty, his beard unshaven, his whole body dimmed. The second he saw me, he cried, "I'm sorry. We grew up together from school to 30. You were the most important person in my life. How could I not love you? But Lily looked so much like you when you were in college. Innocent, sweet. I missed that version of you. In the end, I was with her because I was thinking of the old you. I nearly vomited. Vivian, I was wrong. Give me another chance. Let me love you properly. We said once, when we made enough money, I'd take you abroad, take you around the world, help you forget your parents, and start a new life. Give me one more chance. He looked sincere. Once that face could have ruined me. Now it bored me. I had come not because I hated him, but because hate was already gone. I came to let him feel hope, then watch it die. I showed him the news exposing Lily's child. Ethan's face shifted from pleading to disbelief to rage. She lied to me, he whispered. She dared lie to me. I proposed because she said she was pregnant. That bitch. I stood. Behind me, his sobs tore through the room. Outside, the sunlight was clean. During the investigation, Ethan was also exposed for tax evasion, drug driving, hit and run, and other crimes. By the time sentencing estimates circulated, people said he would be past 50 before he could return to the world. I had no interest anymore. Victor, however, watched every hearing like it was a championship game. He only beat you once for an award, I teased. Why do you care more than I do? Victor shrugged. It's not the trophy. It's that he once had 100% of your support and didn't treasure it. Me petty. Call me vindictive. I hate him, and I'm happy with his ending. Then let's drink, I said. Not to celebrate his prison sentence, to celebrate my new beginning. While sorting documents, I handed him a stack. He suddenly looked nervous. New beginning? Do you have a new goal? Does it involve me? He leaned closer like a golden retriever with a fan club. Tell me, I'm listening. You'll have a new manager after this, I said. Next month, I'm leaving the country to study directing again. Victor froze. After a long silence, he asked quietly, Then what am I? He collapsed back onto the couch like a deflated balloon. You know how I feel about you. I liked you even when you were with Ethan. I watched you quietly for years. That night at the awards, I approached you because I was worried, and because I truly wanted you to manage me, because I wanted to be close to you. I know, I said. I'm not stupid, and I'm not Wood. But I told you, our cooperation was to drag Ethan down. My goal was simple. I wanted a bad man punished. Revenge mixed with romance would have made me hesitate to use you. When you won Best Actor, if I had loved you then, I wouldn't have arranged for you to enter with reporters and catch Ethan attacking me. I wouldn't have pushed you into the center of public opinion. Because we were partners, I could calmly choose the plan that maximized both our interests. Besides, being a manager was never my dream. It was how I got rich. It was how I built power. But I became a manager because of Ethan, and I don't want my future with you to carry his shadow. I want to become myself again. Victor smiled helplessly. With your ability, you'll become an excellent director. A director who makes a lot of money, I corrected. Then I wish you success, he said, hugging me once, gently, and letting go. I took Honey and left the country. My days became classes, rehearsals, long drives into the mountains, camping under stars, and drinking a little wine in the cold. Some nights, I still thought about the Grand Slam ceremony, my shock, my collapse, my pain, the way I had to stand up while bleeding inside and strike back before anyone could bury me. I thought about Victor too. I wasn't heartless. It is easy to fall for someone who helps you when you are drowning, but I could not tell whether that feeling was love or gratitude dressed in survival. More importantly, I had wanted revenge, not romance. I wanted success that did not have Ethan's fingerprint on it. I wanted to be Vivian Hale, not Ethan Pierce's ex, not the tragic woman behind a fallen star, not the manager who built men into gods and watched them turn cruel. Years later, on a chilly fall evening, mountain wind brushed through the yard of my villa as I held Honey and poured wine. A familiar voice came from behind me. It's cold in the mountains in autumn. You still don't bring a shawl? Is this how you've been taking care of yourself these past 2 years? Familiar voice, familiar man, unfamiliar country. I turned, glass in hand. Hello, I'm director Vivian Hale. Want a drink? Victor smiled. Hello, I'm actor Victor Vale. I'd be honored. I didn't forgive betrayal. I outgrew it. He thought I still loved him, and that was useful. A man who builds his throne from your bones should not be surprised when you turn it into his grave. I didn't become cruel. I became accurate. Some endings are not heartbreaks. They are clean exits with better lighting.